All right, guys, day one, part two of 2025 SHOT Show, and we are excited to get back out on the floor. Brandon, how's it going, man?
It's going great. I've got a lot of stuff for CF Clips, which has been fantastic. And now, on the main channel, getting some more.
All right, so let's get out there, guys, hit the floor again and see what we can find out for part two. Hey, guys, I'm here at SureFire with Andrew, and how's it going, man? How's your show?
It's going really well so far, day one, so we're doing good.
Awesome, and so we talked last year, and we're here to see the new updates on what y'all guys have here at SureFire.
Yes, sir.
What can you give me?
So we'll start off right here. We have our hub fast attach. Obviously, you're familiar with hub mount suppressors. There's a plethora of them out there on the market. So what this is a hub compatible thread with a SureFire SOCOM fast attach locking ring mechanism. So you're able to take a hub suppressor and mount it on our SOCOM adapters, whether it's a SureFire 3-prong flash hider, muzzle brake, whatever it might be. This will attach to those SOCOM muzzle devices. We're launching it in both 5.56 and 7.62 variants.
That's awesome. So yeah, you're going to have the quickness of the quick detach with the hub capability of a hub suppressor, and that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests for this for a couple of years now, so we're finally giving our customers some flexibility, some options, and yeah, really excited to launch this.
That's awesome. Yeah.
MSRP, by the way, is $299.
Okay. Yeah.
$299. Next up, we have our XC3 compact handgun weapon light. Pull it out right here on this without flagging everybody. So this is a Glock 19, 550 lumens, 7200 candela. It's ran off of a single 123. You have ambidextrous switching. It's really tactile, nice little click when you push down. You can use, if you press for a duration, you'll get momentary activation. If you do a quick tap, it'll go to constant on. Okay. And that's for both sides. Again, it's a front-loading battery, so you don't have to take the weapon light off the gun to change the battery. And the goal here is a little bit of a balance between a concealable weapon light, but also kind of duty grade as far as its durability, its ruggedness. So you can use it, from a duty use to concealable.
So what kind of weight are we seeing on the light?
About 2.65 ounces.
Okay, so yeah, not going to add a ton of weight there at the front end of your pistol.
No, not a lot at all. And yeah, 100%. So really excited for that. A big aspect that I missed that I should probably address, the form factor or the footprint of the light, very similar to TLR7 footprint, which means all of the existing holsters that are on the market, both concealable Kydex holsters as well as duty holsters like Safariland, this will be compatible with them.
So that's awesome, because obviously one of the things you have to worry about when you're changing the accessories out on your pistol, sometimes that requires a completely new holster. And so to know that, if this is the type of flashlight that you already are running, that you're going to be able to stay good with your holster, that's a good thing for people to know.
100%. Yeah, no. Big, and it's just like optics, right? If you're going to come out with a new pistol optic, you're going to hope that they're, one of two or three common footprints out there. We're trying to do the same thing, help the customers, if you have existing holsters, this will be compatible.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of reinvent the wheel and go with a completely new, say, footprint, because then there's just no cross compatibility with anything. Really kind of limits the market, makes it a little bit less appealing. So It's really cool that this does not have that problem. You're going to be able to use commonality with other holsters that you might have.
Yep, exactly. One other thing, I just remembered that I had one in my pocket. There's
just happened to.
So you remove the head about a quarter turn. When you go to put it back on, you will have a middle position before the full lock. So full lock means I can activate it, but the middle position is a lockout, so it will not activate. So
kind of for storage or something?
Exactly. If you're storing it, you don't want to worry about the switch getting hit and activated.
Your battery down.
Yep,
yeah.
Flying with guns, whatever. That's a good way to do it.
That's a really cool idea. I really appreciate there's some extra thought put in that you're like, hey, maybe people want to lock this out, so we're not worried about that. That's a really cool feature.
Yep, absolutely. Lastly, over here, we have our UDR Dominator.
What a beast that is.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So this has been out for a while. However, it's just been upgraded significantly, almost twice the output. We're at 4,400 lumens. It's 4,400 lumens and 350,000 candela. So this thing has some significant reach.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet, pretty excited. This thing punches out to insane distances. So if you want the biggest, baddest flashlight on the market, this is for you.
If you are trying to illuminate a landing strip, you could do a lot worse than just lining it up with this thing.
That's right.
Well, I tell you what, guys, I'm going to do a little shameless self-plug. If you're interested in knowing some of the definitions between those words he was using, candela, lumens, he didn't say, but lux, we have a video out on the channel where we go over the differences between those things. So you can search our channel and see kind of an explanation of the differences of some of those terms. All right, so Andrew, weight and MSRP on the new Dominator?
So we go from measuring in ounces to pounds. This is just over 2 pounds. MSRP is just under $1,600.
Awesome. Yeah. And did we get an MSRP on the XC3?
It's $299 in case. So yeah, just under $300.
So there we go, guys. Great new offerings here from SureFire. If you're looking for a way to, see what it is you're shooting at, which is an important aspect of self-defense shooting.
Or maybe not shooting at, that might be even more.
Or better yet, knowing that you shouldn't be shooting at it, then check out some of these really cool new offerings from SureFire. And Andrew, man, I really appreciate you taking the time, sir.
Thank you for taking the time to come by.
Hey guys, we're going to take a moment to interrupt this content to bring you a word from the sponsor of this video, Sonoran Desert Institute. Now, of everyone at Classic, I've probably built the most guns myself, and I know a lot of you guys out there like to work on and repair your guns at home as well. If you're looking for a way to take that hobby to the next level, Sonoran Desert Institute could help. The online courses at SDI cover a broad range of topics, including armor certification, gunsmithing, ballistics, woodworking and gun finishes, sport shooting management, and more. They even send tools and materials directly to your home so you can get hands-on training while you're covering this coursework. So if you're looking for a way to get an education that you could actually apply to your job or start a new career, definitely contact SDI at 480-999-4767 or visit sdi.edu.
We're at IWI. We have Tom here with IWI, of course, with the Masada Slim. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
Tom Alibrando, I'm the law enforcement sales manager for IWI. We have two variations of the Slim that have come out. One is what we call the Slim Elite, and the Slim was already a great pistol before, but what we did was we added the ability to change the back straps on the back of the Slim, made the mag well a little bit deeper, bigger, so it's easier to hit. And then we added a rail on the front. Some people were like, they want to carry it concealed with a light. So now there's a micro light out from Streamlight. You can attach it. You're good to go. We kept all the same features, optics. The sights are SIG cut, so you can change the iron sights that you want. We made the texturing a little bit more aggressive. That was another thing people wanted, so that's what we did. If the question is, what is this little divot for? It has to do with the magazine. When the magazine seats in there, it still gives you the ability to rip the magazine out.
Yeah.
So if you have a malfunction, that was something that, because we're shooters, that's something you have to have access to.
Sometimes it happens and you just need to get it out.
Never with this gun, but yeah, if it does, you have the ability to do it.
Hey, even Glock has a little cuts in them, so that way
They
it
do.
happens.
Everybody does that. Anybody who has a fighting pistol does that for the most part. But this is a Masada Slim, but this has the Mischief Machine lower receiver on it, so it's aluminum, whatever.
Yeah.
What they did on theirs, it's aggressive texturing. These are screw-on panels. Somewhere down the road, they're going to make different sizes. It's got a big mag well, big mag chute. It actually uses our mag release button, which is also reversible. Adds a little weight to the gun, which is good.
I was actually going to ask how much weight did it add?
Little bit. It's aluminum, so it's going to be a little bit more. But what people find is that with weight comes recoil reduction, because the lower receiver being a little heavier is good. Not that the polymer receiver has a lot of recoil to it, but a little bit more hurt. It doesn't hurt.
A little bit less snappy.
Great for bigger hands, and it still has the rail system built into it. So if you want to put a light on it, you can do that. So right now, you can actually purchase the receiver from us directly or from Mr. Machine. At some point, we may make this as a complete kit and send the whole thing out. Not with the optic, obviously, but we'll probably do that as well. So those are the two kind of newer Slims that we have.
Yeah. Hey, I always love a metal gun, that's for sure. Especially the aluminum ones. They can add just a little bit of weight, but you get more rigidity. So
it feels good in the hand. It's definitely a good system. So,
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
All right, here we are at Sentry this time, Sentry Canic. We've got Aaron Suzo, and he's not back.
I'm back. For now.
Fine, he's back. And he's going to tell us some really cool stuff, and that's going to be the offerings from Sentry Arms, the obviously good old school HK 53, and obviously G3 types. But this is Sentry Arms what?
Yeah, so this is the MKE. We teamed up obviously with MKE, as you guys know, and we brought to you. A lot of the consumers were asking for 5.56 variation, the 7.62 by 51, also known as the 308 variation of this, and we brought it to the table, and it will be available here soon. Not yet, in a couple of weeks. All right. So as you can see here, we have the AP 53, and this is gonna be our 5.56 variation. As you can see, we have the wide grip. Up front here, we've got the 4-prong flesh, and then we've got our navy grip back here, and then a little something we did extra here for your individuals that have the ability to have the fun switch. It's a little bit cool design over there for you, but if you don't have the fun switch, It still looks cool.
Hey man, it's like the clone correct, right? And the original, the 53, you got the burst and the PPP and all of that stuff. So that looks really, really cool.
You guys brought 308 and 556 stuff?
Holy shit, who's this guy?
Dude, I am. Do you guys see this?
Thanks to these guys.
He's back.
These are available. You know what I'm saying? Gun Owners of America, man.
Yeah, dude, that's what we're trying to do over here, man. But have you guys seen this? All right, first of all, I want to know this. When are they going to be available to the public?
In a couple of weeks.
In a couple weeks?
Yeah, I think we covered that.
Okay, okay. And I also.
This is? You know what this is?
It's pretty badass. That's what I think it is.
Okay.
So this is the 308 version.
Correct.
You know, this is the G3 like, but obviously this is the MKE version, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to. Oh shit! I became
No,
the
please,
Century
feel free,
employee.
please. I'm just listening.
We
I'm
just
enjoying
switched,
this.
we shifted positions.
Yeah, I'm really excited for these. Are MKE, right?
Correct.
I am really excited for that. Obviously, little MP5 action over here. I'm really liking that.
This way, people.
Dude, I am.
What about this
I'm
guy?
pretty excited for all this.
What do you know about this? 545 and 556 variations.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I got no. It's for you to hold. I hold these all the time. I hold these all the time. Oh, and here we go. Jason's in here.
Oh, God. All right. Let's.
I think we're all pretty
Jason, do you
excited.
want me to tell you all about this gun?
You want to know about the
Yeah.
556 variation?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is.
With
Do you know
the
this
red
is the
wood?
magazine
With the
release?
red wood.
You can remove the magazine this way.
U.S. Palm.
Yeah.
U.S.
You can just.
Clint.
Excuse me.
Clint.
Yeah.
Dude, AK, give me that.
What is happening?
Hold that.
All right. I don't. Ladies and gentlemen.
Tell me about this.
Well, the other guy about the AKs, I want to know what you feel about this AK.
Okay, all right. So
All I'm gonna say is this, guys. You know what? Century Arms. We got the MK 556 version, the 308 version, like the G3. We got this.
P51.
Yeah.
And then let's move on to the AK.
Yeah.
T556. So I mean that's awesome.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the audience.
So you know I think 556 is actually like the perfect thing to bring into the AK market. Why? Because I love the AK platform, but 556 makes so much more sense for an American market caliber, right?
What about 545?
Now, I am a huge. Oh, I love the 545. I love 762. But when we talk about the American market,
Okay.
it makes so much sense to have a 556 platform AK to bring to market. So
System
first off,
ammunition.
love that.
Okay.
But you know, let's just take a look here. You know, I like that it's got traditional wood. Thank you, Amy. I like that it's got traditional wood furniture. I'm not sure I like this particular shade of red. I love a Russian red.
I love the red myself.
This
I'm not
is
gonna lie.
a little bit pink. But you know what? I mean, you can be a fan of pink.
What are you seeing pink at in there?
I mean, it's kind of a light shade of red.
Okay, I guess it's that
But-
mahogany.
I'll tell you what, I love the muzzle brake. This kind of 74 style muzzle brake is one of my preferences over
Very
just
nice.
the old slant brake.
Very nice.
You know, obviously it's got all the really cool.
Why is it on your left shoulder?
Because I'm left-handed.
Who has the mic?
Have you
guy?
missed that?
Leave. Just leave.
Conti- Please continue.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron.
Please
I appreciate it. This is the guy we're interviewing, right? He wants my opinion. Thank you very much. So, you know, it's got all that nice traditional look and feel of your AK-47. So,
How's that trigger?
let's test it out.
Please.
So a little bit of travel, but you know what? That's very typical of an AK-47, and
There you go.
you know, so you got that little bit of take up. But like, I love AK triggers, man. They are always just so crisp. Now, some people will talk about trigger slap, which is when the trigger comes back forward and slaps your finger, right? Not
get
getting
it.
any of
I
that.
get
Not
it.
getting any of that. And again, even when you bring it forward to the reset, you're gonna have a little bit of travel time. But you know, I kind of like that. It's like a two-stage trigger,
Right.
and I love AK triggers.
Let's do the little things here, little nuances here. So when you put that bolt back, normally it doesn't lock back.
That's right. So
What do we have here?
AKs do not have a bolt hold open. Now, some magazines have a bolt hold open. The problem with a bolt hold open on your magazine is when you go to change, like reload the rifle, as soon as you take the magazine out, the bolt's going to slam forward.
Right.
So it's of limited utility. If you got to show clear at the range or something, it can help. But I'll tell you what's even better, okay? So if we pull this back and then we can put this safety up, you can actually lock this.
Kai, if you don't get off his shoulder while he's doing this, please, thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm tired.
Right there. There she is. Just got to find that spot.
Gotta go.
Just find the spot. There you go. All right. Look at that.
Look, holds bolt open. You can show clear at the range, or you know, if you're just trying to be safe, right? You're like, hey, I need to inspect for an empty chamber. Look,
I
fantastic.
got a question about that, Matt. Can you do this with that? Just a question.
Technically, you
I
can.
mean, you could do that.
Good technically.
That's not as cool.
right.
I don't know, man. There's hardly anything cooler.
It sounds
Sounds aggressive, man. I love it.
sounded nice.
It sounded nice.
Again.
But you know what, guys? Check out Century Arms. They got some really cool stuff. About a couple of weeks, you'll have all this stuff available to you.
This is available right now. 5.56.
Oh, they are?
6 is available.
Okay.
Your AP series, the 51 and the 53 will be available, and the SD model will be available in a couple of
So
weeks.
this is available right now.
This is
So you have no problem if I just take it with me then?
Matt, you do what you want, man. This is your world. I'm just living in it.
You got free
I'm
stuff.
pretty sure you guys have one, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, we do. Check out Century Arms, guys. Aaron Souza, obviously, we miss you, man, but he's doing some big
Miss
things
you
right
guys
now.
too, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming back.
Great. Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yep.
I gotta go find Matt and chase him down. There you go.
All right, guys, I'm at Alpha Foxtrot, and I've got Andy with me to go over their new Romulus.
Yeah, this Romulus right here, this RMR footprint, this is going to be released end of February of 2025. We have really high expectations right now. Romulus is out to the public right now, just the RMSC footprint, but this is our new invention. Just to give you a quick rundown of the firearm, polymer grip, large mag well for Checkmate and MBX. Inside the box, you will find 2 Checkmate mags, 17 round and a 20 round. Left face trigger, the weight is 3.5. That's what we're trying to keep it at.
Okay.
Extended slide stop is very convenient when you're shooting. It's really convenient for me. So the DLC finishing is applied on the slide, barrel, and the frame. It's a DLC diamond-like carbon finishing, polished in black. So it gives you that slick and buttery feeling action. It's really smooth. So you're at home watching television, and that's what you do. Yeah.
Just well, here. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand you this.
Yeah.
I'm going to try this out real quick. See if I agree that it's buttery and slick and smooth.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my gosh, guys! Like that.
Yeah.
That is a pleasure. And I realized this might not translate well over visual media, right? But like, I kind of wonder if you could just, see, just like one finger, pull it back.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
So when you buy the firearm inside the box, you will find 3 plates. I like to call them P1, P2, and P3.
Okay.
P1 is for the RMSC footprint. P2 is the RMR. P3 is just a regular cover plate.
Okay.
So that's that. And also the compensator, it is ported on the top. There's 2 options. You could either do threaded or pressed on. Let's say you live in a state where
Threaded barrels are
yeah.
prohibited.
yeah, so the customer has a choice to have a palm pressed in.
Okay.
Price is the same, so that's that. Entirely a very beautiful weapon that I would love to carry. Romulus, we do have it in all sizes. We also have it in 3.5, 4.25, and 5-inch. I actually want to show you guys a 3.5. So this is a 3.5 Romulus. This could fit easily in a purse, ladies will love this.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a very compact, it's very small. It's still a 2011. We have all sizes, 3.5. We have the compensator as well. We have the threaded barrel, so many options. Yeah, we're really proud of the Romulus right now. Yeah.
So here we have, if you are looking for more of a carry gun, obviously the larger guns, I'm always a fan of larger guns when it comes to shooting for competition or just enjoyment. But, if you're looking to carry the Romulus, this would be a great size. You can definitely imagine concealing this pretty easily on your person. Or like you said, if you're trying to put it in a container or something, then, this might be a fantastic option. I really love that finish, that diamond-like carbon finish. It is so slick and shiny and beautiful, man.
Yeah, it gives you that glossy look, but we're also going to have just a plain DLC as well. That's going to be a bit cheaper than the glossy look. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So some different options there. Now, so that was the Romulus the primary thing that y'all are releasing? Do you have any other new releases you want to look at?
Romulus is our main. We also have the S15 that launched last year, 2 years ago. That's very popular as well. Do you want me to show you the S15?
Yeah, let's take a look real quick at the S15.
Okay. So we actually call it the C15 now, the new latest version.
Okay.
So all aluminum. It's a 1911. Inside the box, you will find the Shield Arms Gen 3 mag. The cool thing about this 1911, it takes a Glock mags.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
If it's a G43X and G48, it's the first 1911 to take a Glock mag. Yeah. So again, with the trigger, we try to keep it as 3.5. That's where we want to keep it at. The frame is hard type anodized 3. The slide and the barrel is DLC finish. Very glossy look, very smooth as well. All of our guns are smooth. night vision trigger sight, night vision optic sights, ported. Ported on the top. Just entirely a very beautiful weapon.
That's really cool. So, guys, if you're out there looking for either a 1911 with the frame is the grip is part of the frame, or if you're looking for a 2011 where you've got that kind of separate grip module, whether it be if you're looking for that 9mm 1911, we've got some great options here from Alpha Foxtrot. Again, Andy, I really appreciate your time showing me through these products, and I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your show, man.
Thank you.
Now we're here at Savage, and I have Evan. He's going to tell us a little bit about the pistols, and then we'll move on to some rifles.
Yeah, so coming out this year, we released the Stance XR. It's a upgraded version of the original Stance that Savage released. This one comes ready. This model comes with a Crimson Trace red dot with the package, as well as
Out of the box,
along with night sights. And one of the really cool features of all of these new Stance XRs is the optic mounting system. All you have to do is loosen up a single set screw back here, and you can pull the plate right off. And then if you want to put it back on, put it on, tighten it down, and you get about 90% of the way back to return to zero.
which is really cool. So go ahead and hold it sideways real quick. So literally just a set screw that pushes it in and holds it into place there.
Yep.
Actually pretty cool right out of the box.
Yep, and it's a modified shield plate, basically
Gotcha.
just modified for our dovetail system on the frame here. But it works pretty well, and there's aftermarket options. It's just depending on what red dot you're using on your handgun. Besides that, it has a 13+1 capacity and replaceable back straps. It comes with 2 different back straps to use.
And one thing I did notice, like the first thing I noticed about it is how thin it is. It's really thin. What is that, about a 1 inch?
Yep, just about 1 inch.
Nice. And now we have the Savage Axis 2 Pro, right?
Yep, correct.
Tell me a little about it.
So this is the top model for the Axis 2 series. It's also a SHOT Show release of...
Sorry to interrupt, Evan. So, Brandon, what are you doing here? You're the clips guy.
I kind of just picked up a mic and started doing it, so.
Hey, I mean, I was the one who shot the Savage rifle in our bolt gun series, so I thought I would be doing Savage.
Well, feel free to ask some questions.
Right? Well, Evan, why don't you tell us about what you got in your hands?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the Axis 2 line across all of the models, it has an enhanced ergonomic stock, a little bit more vertical of a palm swell there. Also, with the Axis 2 Pro, you have a little bit more textured of a paint job on the stock here, as well as our new camo pattern. It also comes with a spiral fluted barrel that's also threaded at the end for anyone who's wanting to run a brake or a suppressor on it. Has a one-piece aluminum rail on top for optic mounting, and is a Cerakote receiver and barrel. Also, this model comes with your AccuTrigger that everybody knows and loves from Savage.
I was about to ask that. All right.
Yep. Well, that's the Axis 2 Pro.
Okay,
for you
cool.
guys.
So, I think I would have done a lot better in the bolt gun series if I'd had something like this than it was literally like the cheapest Axis 2 that was on the market with the like
Bare
just
bones.
black polymer stock and stuff. I did still outshoot Clint with the Bergara though, so shots fired.
Literally.
Shots fired little. Evan, we definitely appreciate your time. Absolutely.
But wait, there's more. Matt may have ended that portion out, but there's one more thing. So go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is our new Revel Deluxe 22 lever action. It comes in 22 long rifle, 22 mag, and 17 HMR. One thing you'll notice, it's a lever action 22 that's suppressor ready.
Yeah.
It's one of the only ones on the market that doesn't have an oversized barrel or a shortened magazine tube, so that you can actually pull this up and load a full 13+1 rounds of a 22 long rifle in it without hitting your suppressor and having to take it off.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
On top of that, both the Deluxe and the standard versions are a takedown rifle as well.
Yeah.
So you pop 2 pins out on the backside here when the bolt's open, and then the upper and lower just pops right off, about like an AR.
Easy to clean, easy to maintain. I like it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, hey, this time for real,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. It was great talking to you guys.
Absolutely. On to the next one.
All right, guys, I'm with TK here at Black Rain, and tell you what, guys, they've got an exciting new product for this year.
Yeah, this year we're really happy. We worked really hard all year to announce this. We've now developed our own piston-operated AR-15. I mean, obviously we're known for the AR platform, our 1022s, our handguns, and our bolt guns, but we wanted to keep diversifying the product.
And the crazy finishes.
Yeah, fantastic finishes, all done in-house. Yeah. We do our own laser, we do our own Cerakote. You can get it a million ways. Yeah. We're really excited about the finishing department. They do excellent work. Yeah. All right, so if you're not familiar and if you don't want to jump in the big debate on which one's better, that's fine. I'm just going to tell you what the deal is. Some people run suppressors. A lot of people can get them faster than ever. If you're running a suppressed gun, you will really appreciate the difference in a piston operated system and DI. Basically, we're not putting the muffler into the intake, right? So we're going to keep everything cooler, exhaust all the energies up here, and get a more reliable gun with a longer term between each maintenance duration, right? Okay. And get all the advantage of the regular like bolt-on parts for your AR-15.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you've got this. This is you said
my
your little.
dedicated LE kind of push gun right here. So it's 11.5-inch SBR with the same operating system in it. And then these are our show special rifles. We've done a couple neat finishes and kind of playing around with other things that we can do with our new handguard. So this is a 16-inch, same piston operating system. This has got a 416 barrel, and then we matched the coupling system for our handguard to that barrel. So it's really slick looking rifle, man. Everything comes with a drop-in trigger. It's done our billet receiver set. It's just a really special rifle for 2025.
Now, for people who might be interested in converting a gun that they already own to piston, is this
Future's project? Right now, we want to dedicate it on getting all of the built rifles to the market, and then after that, we're going to start looking at how we do that through our parts and accessory line.
All right. So right now, the priority is to offer complete rifles with the system, but in the future, maybe later this end of this year, beginning of next year, something when the availability of the parts are
and
there.
once I can prove it over a series of different handguards that other manufacturers make, because nobody wants to be held to just us.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Obviously, parts commonality is one of the main reasons why people love the AR-15.
Right.
So having like one proprietary rail would be kind of a questionable. Yeah.
So then we got to figure out all the different spacings and make sure that they function. So that means we got to go buy them, we got to put them together, we got to test them, and then say yes, this, no, that.
Gotcha. All right. And just again, I want to get a little more detail about why you might want to select piston-driven system instead of a gas direct impingement. So obviously, when you have an AR-15, a typical AR-15, the gas comes down that gas tube all the way into the action of the firearm, where it's going to drive back that bolt carrier. And so the problem is, it's like having an exhaust inside your car, right? And so especially when you're suppressing it, there's a lot more pressure on that gas coming back, and you're going to get gas in the face. Hot, stinky, nasty gas. There's going to be carbon particles and stuff. And that is one of the big challenges behind running a lot of suppressed guns. Absolutely. So with piston-driven operation, they can put an exhaust up here where the piston is, and that is exhausting the excess gas up here, away from your face. Obviously, I'm an AK aficionado. I really like the AK platform. One of the reasons for that is I really like gas piston operation. Now, there's going to be a difference. This is like a short stroke piston.
This is short stroke instead of long stroke like your AK. But unlike other short stroke systems, we don't vent while the gas is still hypersonic. So the duration of our short stroke allows all the gas to vent subsonic out and away from the shooter, instead of through portholes on the sides of the rods and different sides of the blocks, where you'll feel those pulses hitting you in the hand and getting that hot gas.
Great. Yeah. So, that seems like really cool. I'm really excited to see, what becomes of this, because I really enjoy the creativity in creating evidently a very different style of short gas piston operation than you see on other ARs.
Play off each other and try to develop based on other things that we've seen that did work and didn't work, and try to blend it together into the best system we could do.
So I would be really excited to see if we could get one down at Classic. We can compare it to some other piston-driven AR systems and maybe throw in like a DI as a control and see how they perform suppressed and unsuppressed. And we could make a really cool video of that.
That'd be great.
All right, TK, I really appreciate the time, man.
Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
All right, now we're at Geissele, and we have 2 items. First, we're going to start with the trigger, and we have Ben here. So go ahead and tell us about the trigger.
All right, so this is our 2-stage Geissele AK trigger. I'm sure you're familiar with our ALG products. This is actually like an SSA for an AK. It's a 2-stage trigger. It's got a nice 2.5 pound first stage, then a nice wall, nice and crisp, just like you expect from our triggers, and then a nice clean break. Got a racket first. Break, and it's got a nice crisp reset, pretty short, pretty fast.
Hang on, I want to feel it. Go ahead and hold this microphone real quick. I want to give that a feel.
Yeah, go ahead. It is the best AK trigger you'll ever feel.
Oh, that is... Dude, that is very light. That is nice.
Nice. It should fit in most AKs. We've done a lot of testing with it. A lot of different variations of AK. We're looking to see that probably first half of the year. At least that's the plan. The plans can change, so but stay tuned.
All right, and now you have a second item as well.
So This has been teased a lot over the last couple of years. This is a Geissele defense pistol. So it'll be in a pistol version and a stocked version, so an SBR. It's an 8-inch in 300 blackout and 5.56. Uses our phased array gas system, so it's a multiple port gas system. Helps keep the gun cycling properly at the shorter barrel lengths.
And it looks like it'd be super light too, just off the looking at it.
It's very light. And then we have our pistol brace here. It's our little collapsible pistol brace. So this is a quick deploy, but slow to release, kind of put away design. So all you got to do to deploy it, just rip it. You're good to go. So get right down there on it. The difference is the stock will have a cheek piece that comes across here. So it'll be fully cheek piece for a brace. Can't do that, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And now
how does it go back in?
So to put it back in, you first pull this trigger here.
Yep.
Push that one stage in, and then you press these two in the side, and just push it right back. You're stowed. You good. Put some paracord here. Keep it up close. Rip it out, and then go.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So
now I hear you had something to do with the design of this?
So I did help work on the buffer system, kind of getting it running properly. We had a few issues at first, trying to figure it out, and came up with a little solution to make it run smoothly. So
well, that's super cool, super compact, and definitely better than like a little folder, right? Because sometimes a folder will get snagged on something.
It'll get snagged, and you can't shoot it with it folded.
Yeah.
You can only shoot once.
Oh, that's a good point.
This one, you can shoot it fully folded, however you like. It's a nice short carrier, short bolt throw.
All right.
And all the quality you expect from Geissele automatics.
All right, everybody, I'm here at FosTech. You know, we've got a long history at Classic Arms with FosTech products, and I'm here with Mark Foster. How's it going, Mark?
Doing well.
Good.
Doing
good,
well.
good. And so we've got a really cool, exciting firearm behind me. Why don't we talk about what this is?
Well, we're working to import this 50 BMG bullpup rifle, and we're in the process of developing a 20-round drum for it, just like we did for the Barrett last year.
That is so cool. So guys, I remember last year it was pretty big news about the Barrett drum magazine. And this is got to be the shortest 50 BMG I think I've ever really seen.
Well, not only that, it is the lightest shooting 50 BMG you've ever shot. And you can stand, hold this, and shoot it. It is a very, very soft shooting 50 BMG.
So, I mean, obviously, you mentioned it was a bullpup. What kind of design principles? Like, is this like a long recoil or?
Very long. In fact, that entire barrel slides in, and that's in conjunction with the springs and the carrier group, pull all that recoil out of the rifle. That's why it doesn't kick so bad.
That is phenomenal. And so normally this would shoot from like a 5 or 10 round mag?
A 5 round.
Okay.
So we're about ready to go from a 5 to a 20.
So 4 times the capacity. And I know that, you know, this might be something that's underappreciated by the majority of consumers, but magazine design is so important to the function of a firearm. I mean, there are guns that literally will succeed or fail in the market based off of the quality of the design of the magazine, because it's all got to start with the gun feeds.
Absolutely. And we've done a lot of testing on that new 50 BMG for the Barrett. And it's performing very well, and we're getting lots of interest. I mean, last year at show, we introduced that initial concept and the initial prototype. And through this last year, we went through and drove all the issues out of it. So it was a very consistent drum. And as much so, we got several militaries that have stopped by here at SHOT and are requesting samples to start testing.
That is exciting news for your company. I know that military contracts are somewhat of a holy grail. Obviously, our market tends toward consumer consumption, consumer products, but that I know that's got to be a huge kind of win, a feather in your cap for FosTech. Guys, you know, obviously at Classic, we've done a lot with FosTech products, whether it be their triggers or, you know, we have featured before on the channel, but as we were kind of talking with Mark before the camera turned on, I was holding some of the products, and if you could just hold this microphone for me for a sec. One of the things that struck me is it's hard to overstate the impressiveness of your magnesium aluminum alloy rifles and how light they are. Like if you look at this, it just looks like but just a regular AR-15. And then you hold it and you realize that this weighs less than like a full water bottle. Like, I mean, like,
That's a fact.
Like, so why don't you give us a little bit of detail? I know that this is not technically a new product, but it is just something that I felt like we needed to touch base on because it's such an impressive product.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, the alloy isn't new. We've been doing this for a while. You know, it's basically produces a rifle that's all your aluminum parts are 33% lighter, 30% stronger. So the only thing you're giving up is weight.
The weight, that makes sense.
Then you go through and you design the rest of the components around that same lightweight but still very durable application. And I'd say probably one of the things that's a little new, we're in that dealer market, we're starting to look at how we're going to offer some of these build-a-guns. So offering various different types of builds that can be customized. So it's, you know, being able to customize.
A little column A, a little column B.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so guys, again, the FosTech aluminum alloy, like lightweight, ultra lightweight rifles. Those are available already on the market. When might we see the links available?
Well, in the base platform, it's available now.
There you go.
It's importing now, and then we will be working with the importer to actually create a U.S. manufactured version.
That's fantastic. So guys, if you are one of those maybe bigger spenders, you know, it's certainly a case that we have shipped several Barretts out of the warehouse recently. If you're looking to get into something that's a little bit cool, a little bit new, you've got the GM6 Lynx imported by FosTech available now. Mark, I definitely appreciate the time, sir. Hope you have a great rest of the show.
So we're here. Winchester Safes all around us. I was like, oh, cool, we got safes. That's pretty, normal. And then I feel like this should have smoke coming out of it because that is very cool. But wait, there's not just one. There's two. For the rifles. I might have to get one of these in my house. All right, since we're talking about safes, we got this one here, and they got some pretty cool stuff. This kind of square lock that they have, you can put it on your wall. There's right over to the side here. You can put it on the back of other doors as well. They have it all throughout this safe. Not only that, of course, you have, got to keep that moisture out. Plenty of room for all your pistols, plenty of room for all your rifles, and you can customize it for years to come. Moving on.
All right, guys, I'm here at Zev Technologies with Ben, and he's going to go over something that's it's remarkable, really.
Yeah, it truly is. Hey, guys. So this is something that everyone's been waiting for a while, right? This is the FDP. This is the carbine or short-barreled rifle version, okay? So we'll initially launch it in this mode and then move on to a pistol format. So, for those who aren't familiar with the way it works, we've got an ambidextrous deployment lever and charging handle here. So basically, that, charge it, and it's ready to rock.
Now, guys, listen, I have watched him do that many, many times standing here while we talked about things, and it never gets old. Like, I could watch him do that all day.
We do. We do.
But, I mean, so it's kind of very, one of those things that was, like you said, it's been kind of on people's radar for a long time.
Sure.
Like I said, I know that, I think it was RoboCop 2 that you basically see this concept in play.
Yep.
And so think about how long ago that movie was. And it's awesome to see that it's actually going to be a product that you can pick up.
100%. Yeah, it's there's kind of a misconception that it's been in the works for like 20 years or whatever. So we partnered with Magpul to do it. Magpul, they released it in 2008, but just as a concept, just proof of concept, right? Yeah. So it was kind of a chassis system at that point. Then when Zev came about into the relationship about a couple of years ago, they realized that we could, use a modified version of our OZ9 frame in this FDP to create its own platform. So it's no longer just a chassis, it's its own system, which is beneficial.
And it will be something that you can actually get instead of just being a proof concept, kind of a, 4 prototypes on a wall somewhere. Like, this is something real.
Exactly.
And again, this is currently a SBR configuration, but there will be a pistol, non-Title III version available.
100%. Yeah, we got a couple on the other side if you guys want to take a look at those when we're done. But the pistol version will have a sling swivel on the back. Mm-hmm. and this the stock will fold in here for ATF reasons. So
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, to wrap it back up, you start back here. You don't have to get too crazy. Just get it started. Start there.
Now,
it's done.
When you think of like a trunk gun or an emergency survival firearm, like the guns where you can take it apart and it stores very small. There's all kind of folding guns and quick detach barrel mounts and things. And this just seems to be like the ultimate evolution of that concept, where this isn't a trunk gun. This is a glove box gun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even just trying to put a carbine into a backpack or even a PCC, something that's like, this does all that but better.
Yeah. Well, this is a PCC, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just such cool to see it in the flesh or plastic.
Whatever. Close enough.
All right. And what do you have here?
Okay. So one of our flagship OZ9 pistol models is our Hypercomp, right? Traditionally, you can only get that ported top end if you buy the whole pistol.
Right.
This year, we're going to kind of try to give people the opportunity to buy just the top end. So they can put it on either an existing OZ9 that they own that has a different slide and barrel situation, or they can put it on Gen 3 Glock 19 lower. So they kind of get all the benefits of that Hypercomp upper, but they can throw it onto a gun that they currently have at home.
That's fantastic. I think that's something that people really enjoy, is the ability to take something that they see introduced as a complete package and introduce it into guns they've already got. Because let's face it, a lot of people out there, they don't necessarily have the money to go out and buy a complete new firearm platform or something if they've already got a perfectly usable, handgun at home. But maybe they want kind of some of the bells and whistles that you've got incorporated on the slide.
And that's kind of where the OZ9 can shine. You don't have to buy it as one whole gun. You can buy it in pieces if you see fit, and just kind of start with the frame, go to the grip, move up to select, slide and barrel selection. So it's very approachable in that way, and this is just kind of adding to that benefit.
So it's kind of like a little anecdote here. Well, the first time I built an AR, I like to say I democratized the build, because I just asked for a bunch of different parts from my whole family for my birthday and Christmas, right? So similarly, you can kind of consume it in manageable pieces.
Yeah, 100%, exactly.
All right, and then related to this, you've got a really cool kind of special package for us.
Yeah, we got a collab we're doing here for Valentine's Day. Let me grab that. To piggyback off of the Hypercomp slide kits we were just talking about, this year for Valentine's Day, we're working with our friends over at Iron Monkey Rifle Works. They're making quite a name for themselves in the code with their coatings, like the high polished DLC, 14 karat gold plated things.
We just saw the Iron Monkey Shytac over there.
Okay, yeah.
That's
all right. So you guys are familiar, right? So we took our most popular model, the Hypercomp, and then added some twists or some changes to the slide, let them go crazy with the coating on it. We've dubbed this one the Heartbreaker. So we've got the Heartbreaker logo here and on the slide, and then their baboon skull and our slash is embossed. So this will drop on Valentine's Day. It'll be kind of a fun little project that we're doing.
So if you're looking for a special package to give someone you love on Valentine's Day, phrasing, the Heartbreaker sounds like a fantastic idea. You said that there was an idea of an MSRP?
We're not real sure yet. So probably 32 to 34, but there's going to be a complete package that goes with it. So there'll be some extra bells and whistles that you get above and beyond just the gun.
Absolutely. So, that is a remarkable, just the aesthetic of this, right?
Yeah.
So, again, when you talk about Valentine's Day, look at that coloration and the shine on that glossy DLC finish. It is just a really breathtaking kind of piece of art. And so exciting things coming out here from Zev. Obviously, we've carried a lot of your products, mostly in the kind of like, Glock accessory kind of style with slides and barrels and things. And it's kind of been interesting to see the breadth of things that y'all guys have around your booth, and realize that maybe I need to have expanded what I thought of when I think of Zev, Technologies.
Yeah, something we didn't go over, but like our rifle line, the goal and intention for 2025 is to revamp the rifle line a bit. So right now we currently have our wedge lockup system, and we will stick with that until we're fully kind of proven out what we want to do. But the one that you're seeing up here is what we call the MML. It's actually a legacy from some previous manufacturing that we've done, and we've just decided that we'd like to move all of our production guns over into that direction. We've also added a ambi bolt hold open, which is kind of not as typical. You see a lot of ambi bolt releases, but not hold opens, and so that is like, it's a breeze to use. I find it very beneficial when we go out.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we've got a lot of experience in the video team at Classic with kind of comparing some of these ambi, lower receivers, and some of them are truly like a dream come true when it comes to making some of these manipulations so much easier. Now, I'm left-handed myself, so really the bolt hold open is normally not that big a deal with me as long as I have an ambi charging handle to pull back and kind of manipulate with my left hand. But I definitely see the challenge for a lot of right-handed shooters. Yeah. And so yeah, guys, not only do we have some new releases from Zev, but we've got some inkling of things to come here over the course of 2025 with improvements to the rifle line. So again, Ben, definitely appreciate the time, sir.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Yes, sir, have a great show.
You too.
All right, we are now at Leupold, and we have Sean here. I don't know the most about optics in the world, so I'm gonna let you take it away. I'm short.
Nice to see you guys. So, what we're looking at here is the VX6 HD Gen 2.
Yeah.
Now, most consumers are very familiar with our award-winning original VX6 HD, which what we've done here is just taken the best hunting rifle scope on the planet and made it better. We've pumped quite a few new features into the Gen 2. We're going to start from the rear here. We've got integral throw lever, easy to use, lefty or righty. You don't like a throw lever, you can take it right on off. Come up here. We've added competition-grade adjustments, similar to what we have in our Mark V series of rifle scopes.
Yeah.
To the 6HD Gen 2, just sharper. You've also got about 10% more travel. We've altered the design of the main tube a little bit, so you're going to have 10% more travel here as you dial up for longer range hunting shots in the field. And you're also going to look at our CDS SZL2 dial, the speed set dial. Now, our VX6 HD allows you to make your adjustments and then reset your zero by using an Allen wrench to pull a few set screws. Good, simple system, but people were occasionally losing the Allen wrench, maybe taking a screw out, dropping that. So with the speed set dial, make your adjustment. Lift this lever, return to zero, close the lever, and we're locked. We're back to zero lock.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
A great added perk for consumers as well is, along with the standard quarter MOA adjustments on the SCL2 dial, you're going to get a voucher for 2 free CDS dials. So with our CDS dial system, it's like a cheat sheet for dope. You tell us what you're shooting, the elevation, temperature, things like that. We're going to send you a custom dial, where rather than 1, 2, 3, or 4 MOA, it's 1, 2, 3, 400 yards. So range dial, shoot. 2 of those with the Gen 2. That's a new addition this year. Previously had been just 1.
Gotcha.
Another really cool feature that has existed with the VX6 HD line for a long time, but that we're still proud of, we like to talk about, is our electronic leveling feature. There is an internal level in the Gen 2, same with their existing VX6 HD. It's sensitive down to 1 degree. So if you get your scope set up and turn this feature on, if you're even 1 degree off cant, it'll blink and let you know.
Geez, that's really cool. I mean, that's also hard to do. That gyroscope in there has to be very precise.
And that is great both for just setting up your scope, putting it on the rifle to start, make sure you're level, and then also in the field as you're lining up your shot, because obviously if you're off level, it can affect your bullet impact.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, this is the VX6 HD Gen 2, brand new for 2025. It's in stores now. We've got several different models available, a 1 to 6, a 2 to 12, 3 to 18, 4 to 24, several different objective lens sizes.
Yeah.
And price range is about $19.99 to $26.99 on the shelf, just based on features, reticle, things like that.
All right, guys, we had to stop by Daniel Defense, because of course we did. And I've got Nate here, and he's going to tell me a little bit about what they've got. What's up, Nate? How's your show going?
It's going well, man. It's day 1, so the legs are still a little fresh.
A little fresh, not worn completely through, right? All right. So what do we got?
Yeah, man. So this SHOT Show for us is really more about how do we improve and how do we continue to innovate in our existing product lines. We got a lot of stuff behind the scenes that's obviously always working. Of course. But to show off to the public, we really wanted to get direct feedback from customers. So last year at 2024, we launched the Daniel H9, right? First handgun. It stumbled on its launch. We've owned that. It is back out into the market with all those corrections, and it's been doing well. And now we want to see, how do we improve upon that? How do we go to Gen 2, Gen 3, or different colors and things like that? And instead of just doing it, we said, hey, we'll throw up a whole bunch of different colors of H9s and ask you guys, which ones do you like? Do you want anodized? Do you want Cerakote? Do you want different grips like these here? What do you want from us?
You can't really ask much more from a manufacturer than to solicit direct customer feedback and say, listen, guys, we could put out 100 variations and all of them sell poorly. Or we could just try to listen exactly what you want and provide what it is you're asking for. I mean, you can't ask for more.
Again, man, we're a company that, right, we stand on 100% made in the USA in Georgia, customer service, warranty. Part of that customer service is the product you're getting is a product you wanted in the first place. Right. So we want to hear from customers, man. Do you like the two-tone? Do you want it all one? Our marketing department is surrounding us right now and listening to all of this. But no, we're excited for it. And then outside of that, the PCC, right? So we launched our PCC, soft launched it, teased it at SHOT last year as well. Okay. They are now out in the wild. Those have been shipping out for about 2 to 3 weeks at this point. So we're excited, right? We're not just an AR company, we're a gun company. That's right. So rifle, SBR, pistol variant, we're trying to go wide with it. And it's been fun, man. They did well at range day yesterday in the blistering cold and wind. So yeah.
So I would like to kind of address that because sometimes people say, hey, you know, that's not a new announcement for SHOT Show this year. That was announced at SHOT Show last year. But guys, the reality is when you're getting into the manufacturing of something, right, sometimes you hit snags or complications, and something that was announced last year just now hit production or just now hit shipping. And so it's not that we're trying to rehash something that was announced last year, but sometimes there's a legitimate update like, hey, yes, this was announced as concept last year. It was kind of introduced, but now you can actually find them in the market. So if you were looking for one, they are available at this point. All right, so if you're one of those early adopters of the H9 pistol and you're like, hey, I really wish, but, or if you're someone who was out there and you're like, hey, I'd be interested in buying it, but maybe check out Dan Defense's website, scroll on down to the bottom, find that contact button, and let them know, like, this is what was preventing me from purchasing it, or this is what I like or don't like about the H9. And I mean, you never know, maybe next year at SHOT we'll be announcing that new version, that new variant.
Absolutely.
And it's fantastic to see the, the PCC line actually out there on the market. Obviously PCC's very much a growth market right now. We've seen for the past couple of years that really kind of explode. And with the reputation of Daniel out there for all of the ARs that you've had, it's just phenomenal. And so maybe we would be able to take this and comp it up to some of the other pistol caliber carbines out there and see, maybe Dan Defense really deserves that top spot.
Absolutely. And again, right, we listen to the customer. The PCC's got, first and foremost, our cold hammer forged barrel, right? A Daniel Defense barrel is our cold hammer forged barrel. It's kind of synonymous with us. But we said, hey, what do customers really have a problem with on a lot of PCCs? Proprietary parts are a nightmare. So we said, hey, it takes CZ Scorpion mags, Gen 2 or Gen 3, because they're readily available and it's an actual SMG mag. It takes AR-15 triggers, AR-15 furniture, rails. It make it as cross-compatible as we could, because that's what the customers told us prevented them from something else.
And I've said this a couple times in a few interviews, which is that I like Scorpion mags for PCCs because I think the aesthetic of that curved magazine is just a better look than the weird backward slant of the Glock mag on a rifle, or the straight Colt mags. Now that's a vibe, the straight Colt mags, but I just prefer that curvature.
Yep. It's all flavor of the week, right? You like peanut butter, I like jelly. Yeah. But what we really did is when we were designing the PCC, we took all of the different mags and we landed on the CZ mags because we built these as actual SMGs first. Yeah. It's a top loading double stack magazine. It works really well. And small things, right? You can use the D50 drums and things like that in the lower. We just really want to listen and continue to grow as a company and listen to the customer.
All right, well, Nate, I think that's the best way to leave things off is, guys, they want to listen, send in your feedback, and Dan Defense is saying, hey, we're receptive of that. So, Nate, I definitely appreciate your time today. Hope y'all have a great rest of your show, man.
Hey, you as well, man.
All right, guys, I'm here at High Point Firearms, and I've got Dave with me. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good, man.
How's your day one going?
You know what? It's going pretty good.
Good. Now, remember, it's only day one, so we'll check back with him later in the week. But
let's not do that.
But High Point is, always one of those kind of premier names when we talk about getting introductory firearms and some really just reliable firearms, especially people love the carbines. Now, this doesn't look quite like your normal carbine.
No, this is a little different. It's not quite the carbine. You know, everybody's into like having large format pistols, you know, taking carbines or shortened up like AR pistols and stuff. And we've talked about it for a while. Well, we finally bit the bullet, so to speak, and did it. You know, so we're doing pistols now in 9mm, so it's the 995P, the 1095P, so 10 millimeter, and the 4595P, 10 in 45 auto. Wow, say all that 3 times fast, okay? But yeah, so 9, 10, and 45 caliber large format pistols that are basically the carbines chopped down. So we've got a 13¼ inch barrel on the 9, 14¼ on 10 and 45. But we've changed them. We've got a new front sight post that has actual high-vis fiber optic front sights. So you're getting a really crisp, clean, clear sight picture. Whereas the older ones, it was a cast post sight. It worked, but this is a little more refined.
Yeah, it's you can definitely tell it's a little more complex. It's a little bit finer finish.
It is, but it works in every way. It's much better. But then going down the back end of it, so we chopped the stock off. A lot of people ask why we have the additional back end here. Well, that's because there is still reciprocating mass of the receiver, so that's room for the receiver.
So here's a little trick. You know, like sometimes when you see people post like the fake bull pups and stuff, like the cursed gun images, this bolt has to go somewhere. Like that's
absolutely does.
It doesn't just disappear.
So yeah, it's a little bit of room, but still. So we took the stock off, have a new machined rear end plate here, which in this case, this is the base model right here. Has the Picatinny rail onto it, so you can throw on any Picatinny rail brace or stock if you SBR route it. You know, a lot of guys know talking about doing. Strike Industries has like a bifolding one, so you can press whichever way. You can throw that on here.
That was my first thought. Was hey, I mean, you got a Picatinny rail section, you can put a folding adapter on it.
Yes. And the cool thing too is like if you want it up high, you're gonna put it in like more AR inline, receiver to stock setup. But that will kind of get in the way of the charging handle in the ejection port. But you drop it down a little bit, and you can still fold it and then fire it from either side. You know, so you've got a lot of options with it.
So that's almost more like the way an AK stock is set up, where the AK stock kind of drops down below that line of the barrel.
Yeah. So yeah, you got options how and where you want to mount it. But on top of that, though, this end plate is also threaded for AR style buffer tubes. So we'll actually also offer it then.
Look at that.
With a brace already installed.
All right. And so if we kind of take a look at the rear of this, so it looks like we've got just some bolts here that are holding in this Picatinny rail section. So if we were to remove that, then we expose the threaded buffer hole. That is really cool. So you've got so many more options on how the rear end, instead of being basically just a fixed stock, I mean, you had a little leeway with kind of spacers and stuff, but instead of being just a fixed stock, you can now have an adjustable stock. You could have a folding stock. Or sorry, these are handguns. They are braces, unless you go the NFA route. Unless you go the NFA route. Now that would be really cool. Also, I noticed that these ones have the threaded protectors. This one's got a muzzle brake. Are they all threaded?
They are all threaded, yeah.
That's really cool. So, I mean, you can definitely imagine a really cool kind of a suppressor host, 9mm, 45 ACP suppressor host.
Magazine.
You know, get that real cool, longer magazine out there. So, I think that's really cool because since you guys have updated the carbines from the Gen 1 to the Gen 2, there's not been a lot of movement as far as changes in them.
No, very incremental. The 10 mil was the big one where we changed like the receiver shrouds went to a flat black rather than the shiny. And then the 10 mils also we started doing threaded barrels. So that was a big thing for us. But other than that, that's kind of it. They've still been the kind of same gun from 2010. Yeah. And as is this, it's not a huge leap in bounds of change, but it's enough to keep it cool.
I mean, I definitely think that while the heart of the firearm is the same, I think that, these changes, going to the 13.5-inch barrel and making this a pistol, but having that option back here, I almost think that it would be really cool to introduce this on your rifle line, keep the full length barrel, and then have this kind of adjustable back end.
Anything's possible in the future.
Hey, maybe. So, I mean, I think that's really actually kind of exciting, right? I mean, so the thing about High Points is overall, they are just these really dependable rifles. When we talk about the carbines, right? I don't know. When I think of High Points, the carbines are always the first thing I want to go to, even though like the pistols were kind of what you built the business on. And I think they're phenomenal. They're great little plinking guns. They're great little self-defense cartridges, and they're a way that you can get into the market on a very affordable way. So these things with just the extra options that they avail and that new updated front sight, I think are a great step forward.
Yeah, thank you. We do too. We hope these can be really well received. I mean, they have so far from everyone checking them out. Yeah, I think these are gonna be great new additions, and hopefully they take off really well for us.
All right, guys. SHOT Show 2025, Las Vegas, Nevada. Day 1, part 2 is done. What do you guys think? Jason?
Well, been some crazy stuff going on. Of course, still got to hit some booths. Hollow Sun. We've got podcasts going on. We've got a lot going on, man. I mean, shout out to the guys at CCW Safe. That's awesome. So, yeah.
That was a good one. Definitely check that podcast out. What about what do you think, Matt?
I mean, I feel like I've already put some miles on these shoes, but you know what? We're good to go. We're looking forward to day 2. Seen some really cool things so far, but I'm still. I mean, I'm looking for something that's really going to get us excited. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe we may have to go downstairs for that hidden gem. Yeah, there's always that hidden gem down there. Honestly, guys, we hit the floor hard and just going all over. There's some really cool stuff, some podcasts. There we go. Brandon from CF Clips is over here. Brandon, did you see anything fun? Anything cool? Anything different?
Yeah. I saw a ton of things like the Bryn 3. I don't know if we talked about that yet. The new CZ Shadow 2, like that tactical one, but like the precision shooting one.
Yeah. Okay, the trigger on that one is insane. There's some more stuff to discover. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I want to get that thing going. But I hope you guys enjoy this footage. All of this for you guys. We're gonna come back in the morning, do this all over again.
Make sure you stay tuned for the continued content, and don't forget to check.
Sorry. M200 intervention. So, out.